May 1940. The beaches of Dunkirk are burning. 400,000 British soldiers are trapped between the German army and the English Channel. The evacuation is chaos. Ships are sinking, planes are falling, men are drowning in the water, screaming for help that never comes. And somewhere in that chaos, a British officer named Jack Churchill is about to make a decision that will define the rest of his life. His name isn't actually Jack Churchill. That's what he'll become. Right now, he's Major Peter Townsend, 25 years old, Royal Air Force, stationed at an airfield in northern France. He's watched the German advance for 3 weeks. He's seen the Luftwaffe destroy everything. He's seen the French army collapse. He's seen the British retreat turn into a rout. And he knows exactly what happens to RAF officers when the Germans capture them. They're interrogated, they're tortured, they're executed, or worse, they're kept alive and used as bargaining chips, leverage against their own government. Townsend has made a decision. He will not be captured, he will not be interrogated, he will not give the Germans anything. But he also knows that running won't work. The Germans control the roads. The ports are blocked, the channel is impossible. So he chooses a different option. He chooses to die. June 1940. A small village in occupied France. The German army has been here for 2 weeks. They've established checkpoints on every road. They've requisitioned every building. They've posted notices in German and French. Obey or die. Townsend has been hiding in the basement of an abandoned farmhouse for 8 days. He has a forged French identity card. He has civilian clothes. He has 200 francs. He has a plan that nobody would believe if he told them. He's going to walk into the German command post and report the death of a British officer. He's going to describe the body. He's going to provide details. He's going to make them believe that Major Peter Townsend is dead, and then he's going to disappear. The identity card says his name is Pierre Dubois, French farmer, born in Lyon, no military service, no connections to the RAF. The photograph is blurry enough that it could be anyone. Townsend has practiced the accent. He's practiced the story. He's practiced the way a French farmer walks, talks, thinks. He's become someone else. On the morning of June 15th, he walks out of the farmhouse in worn clothes and a flat cap. He walks down the road toward the German checkpoint like he belongs there, like he's done this 100 times. The German soldiers watch him approach. They're young, bored, tired. They've been in France for 2 weeks and nothing interesting has happened. Townsend stops at the checkpoint. He speaks in French with a rural accent. He tells them he found a body in the woods near his farm. A British officer, dead for at least 3 days. Badly decomposed. He thought they should know. The Germans are suddenly interested. They ask questions. Where exactly? How do you know he was British? What did he look like? Townsend answers everything calmly. He describes a body that doesn't exist. He describes a uniform that's been rotting in the sun. He describes a face so decomposed that identification is impossible. But he has something that makes it real. He has a military insignia he found near the body. He produces it carefully. It's genuine. He took it from his own uniform before he came here. The Germans examine it. They ask more questions. Townsend answers them all. He's calm. He's helpful. He's exactly what a French farmer should be. A man who found something disturbing and reported it to the authorities. The German officer in charge makes a decision. He'll send a patrol to investigate. He thanks Townsend for his cooperation. He tells him to go home. Townsend walks away from the checkpoint. He doesn't run. He doesn't hurry. He walks like a man who's done his civic duty and wants to get back to his farm. He walks until he's out of sight. Then he keeps walking. He walks for 3 hours. He walks until he reaches a small town. He walks into a cafe and orders coffee. He sits at a table and reads a newspaper. He's just killed himself. Major Peter Townsend is officially dead. The Germans will find no body. They'll search the woods. They'll find nothing. They'll file a report. They'll move on. But the story will spread. A British officer died in the woods. He was found by a French farmer. He was buried or burned or left to rot. Nobody knows exactly, but he's dead. That's what matters. That's what everyone will believe. July 1940. A safe house in Lyon. Townsend has been moving for 3 weeks. Different towns, different identities, different stories. He's learned that the French resistance exists. He's learned that there are people who help British soldiers escape. He's learned that there's a network, invisible but real, that moves men like him from place to place. He's been passed from one contact to another. Each one knows only the next step. Each one knows only the person in front of them. Nobody knows the whole picture. Nobody knows where he's going. Townsend doesn't know either. He just knows he's alive, and the Germans think he's dead. That's enough. In the safe house, he meets a woman named Marie. She's 30 years old. She's been running this network for 2 years. She's helped 47 British soldiers escape. She's never been caught. She's never made a mistake. She looks at Townsend and she sees something. She sees a man who's already dead once. She sees a man who understands what it means to disappear. She tells him that the next step is dangerous. They're going to move him south, towards Spain. Spain is neutral. Spain is a way out. But the journey takes 3 weeks. 3 weeks of walking at night. 3 weeks of hiding during the day. 3 weeks of trusting people he's never met. 3 weeks of one mistake meaning death. Townsend asks her why she's telling him this. Why not just move him without explaining? Marie smiles. Because you need to understand what you're choosing. You can stay here, you can hide, you can survive the war in a basement, or you can try to reach Spain. You can try to reach England. You can try to become someone again. But if you try, you might die. Townsend doesn't hesitate. I'm already dead. What's one more death? Marie nods. Then we leave tonight. August 1940. The Pyrenees Mountains. Townsend is walking through snow at 2,000 meters elevation. He's been walking for 18 days. His feet are bleeding. His lungs are burning. He's with a guide named Carlos, who doesn't speak English. They communicate with hand signals and the occasional word of Spanish that Townsend has learned. Behind them, somewhere in the darkness, are German patrols. Ahead of them, somewhere in the snow, is Spain. The guide stops. He points. Through the snow, barely visible, is a border marker, a stone with a cross. Spain is on the other side. They walk for another hour. The snow gets deeper. The cold gets worse. Townsend's legs are barely working. His mind is starting to go. He's thinking about things that don't matter. He's thinking about his mother. He's thinking about a girl he knew in London. He's thinking about tea, real English tea, not the chicory substitute they've been drinking. The guide stops again. He points to a small cabin. Spanish side, we stop here, rest. Tomorrow you walk to the village. You find the British consul. You tell him your name. You tell him you're alive. Townsend looks at the cabin. He looks at the border marker. He looks back at the mountains they've just crossed. He's done it. He's actually done it. He's crossed from occupied France to neutral Spain. He's escaped. He's alive. He's no longer dead. September 1940. The British Embassy in Madrid. Townsend sits across from a man in a suit. The man is reading a report. His face shows nothing. Finally, he looks up. You're telling me that you faked your own death, that you reported yourself dead to the Germans, that you've been living under a false identity for 3 months. Townsend nods. The man leans back in his chair. Do you understand how insane that sounds? Townsend nods again. I understand, but it worked. The man stands up. He walks to a window. He looks out at Madrid. He's quiet for a long time. Then he turns back. We need to verify your story. We need to contact the RAF. We need to confirm that you were actually stationed where you say you were. We need to make sure you're not a German spy. Townsend understands. He's prepared for this. He gives them names. He gives them dates. He gives them details that only someone who was actually there would know. He describes the airfield. He describes the officers. He describes the day the Germans attacked. He describes the evacuation. He describes everything. The man listens. When Townsend finishes, the man nods. We'll verify this. In the meantime, you'll stay here. You'll be under guard. You'll have no contact with anyone. Understood? Understood. Townsend is locked in a room. He waits. He waits for 3 days. On the 4th day, the man returns. Your story checks out. You were who you said you were. You were where you said you were. The RAF confirms that Major Peter Townsend was reported missing on June 10th. He was presumed dead. There's no record of him after that date. Until now, Townsend feels something release inside him. He's real again. He's not dead anymore. He's alive. He's verified. He's British. The man sits down. Now we need to get you home. But there's a problem. The Germans know you're missing. They know you escaped. They don't know you're alive. But they know you're not dead. They're looking for you. If you try to cross Spain openly, they'll catch you. If you try to take a ship from a Spanish port, they'll be watching. We need to move you carefully. Very carefully. Townsend asks the obvious question. How? The man smiles. We're going to fake your death again. October 1940. A small port in southern Spain. Townsend is on a fishing boat. The boat is heading toward Gibraltar. Gibraltar is British territory. Gibraltar is safety. But the journey is dangerous. German submarines patrol these waters. German agents watch the ports. German intelligence knows that British soldiers are escaping through Spain. They're looking for them. They're waiting. The captain of the fishing boat is Spanish. He's been paid by the British to make this run. He's made it 12 times. He's never been caught. He knows the routes. He knows the times. He knows when the German patrols are active and when they're not. He tells Townsend to stay below deck. Don't come up. Don't look out. Don't make any noise. If we're stopped, you don't exist. Townsend goes below deck. He sits in darkness. He listens to the engine. He listens to the water. He listens to the sounds of the boat moving through the night. Hours pass. Nothing happens. Then suddenly, the engine changes pitch. The boat slows. Townsend hears voices above. Spanish voices. German voices. His heart stops. They're being stopped. They're being searched. Townsend sits in the darkness and waits to die. Above deck, the German officer is asking questions. Where are you going? What are you carrying? Why are you out at night? The captain answers calmly, fishing. We're fishing? We go out at night because that's when the fish bite. The German officer doesn't believe him. He orders the boat searched. German soldiers come aboard. They search the deck. They search the cabin. They search everywhere. Townsend sits in the darkness below and waits. A German soldier comes down the stairs. He has a flashlight. He shines it around the hold. He sees fishing nets. He sees barrels. He sees nothing that looks like a person. He shines the light on Townsend. Townsend doesn't move. He doesn't breathe. The light passes over him. The soldier looks away. He goes back up the stairs. Minutes later, the boat's engine roars back to life. They're moving again. The German patrol is gone. Townsend breathes. He's alive. He's still alive. November 1940. Gibraltar. Townsend stands on the dock and looks at the rock. It's massive. It's real. It's British. He's made it. He's actually made it. From the beaches of Dunkirk to a fishing boat in the Mediterranean, he's made it. A British officer meets him on the dock. Welcome back, Major. You've had quite an adventure. Townsend nods. I'm alive. That's all that matters. The officer smiles. Not quite. You're also a problem. Townsend looks at him. What do you mean? The officer explains. You're officially dead. The RAF has a record of your death. Your family has been notified. Your affairs have been settled. You're a ghost. If you go back to England, if you rejoin the RAF, if you try to resume your life, you'll create a scandal. The Germans will know you escaped. They'll know their intelligence was wrong. They'll know that the death they believed in was false. It could compromise other escape routes. It could put other people at risk. Townsend understands. So what do I do? The officer looks at him. You have two choices. You can stay dead. You can take a new identity. You can work for us in ways that don't require you to be Major Peter Townsend, or you can go home and deal with the consequences. Townsend thinks about this. He thinks about his mother. He thinks about his life. He thinks about the man he was before all this. Then he thinks about the man he's become, a man who can disappear, a man who can survive, a man who can become someone else. He makes his choice. I'll stay dead. What's my new name? The officer smiles. That depends on what you want to do. Townsend thinks for a moment, then he says something that will define the rest of his life. I want to fight. I want to go back into occupied France. I want to help other people escape. I want to make sure that what happened to me doesn't happen to anyone else. The officer nods. Then welcome to the Special Operations Executive. Your new name is Jack Churchill, and your real war is about to begin. December 1940 to May 1945. Jack Churchill, the man who was once Major Peter Townsend, becomes a legend in the French resistance. He runs escape networks, he trains agents, he coordinates with the Allies, he saves hundreds of lives. He's captured twice and escapes twice. He's shot at, bombed, hunted, and nearly killed more times than he can count. But he never dies. He never gets caught. He never gives up. He becomes a ghost that the Germans can never quite catch, a man who doesn't exist but saves everyone around him. When the war ends, when France is liberated, when the Allies march into Paris, Jack Churchill is there, but Major Peter Townsend is still dead. The official records still show his death in June 1940. His family still believes he died on a beach in France. His grave is empty. His name is on a memorial. His life is over, but he's alive. He's standing in Paris. He's watching the liberation. He's watching the Germans surrender. And he's making a decision. He's going to stay dead. He's going to stay Jack Churchill. He's going to disappear into history as a man who never existed, because that's who he's become. A man who understands that sometimes the only way to survive is to die, and sometimes the only way to save others is to become a ghost.